This is Sway.
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 In the morning.
In the morning.
In the morning.
Don't shake your body.
Wake your fuck ass up. That crust out y'all.
Usually I do the big intro, Heather, but I've introed this man so many different ways, man.
True.
You know, I can never run out of things to say, but I feel such a way about them that I have to go back to school to extend my vocabulary to explain my feelings. Because every time I see them, I have a new level of excitement because anytime I see him, I'm proud of him. You know, whether I see him marching for equality or speaking out when he talks about love and relationships and putting his fist up for the community. You know, I've known this dude since he was a youth, outstanding individual. And
A youth.
And I just watched his evolution and got to the point where I was the big brother, and strictly because of age. But now I look up to him and try to seek out guidance. And he, you know, and then
Not true. That
is true, man. Come on, man. I love you too, and I just see the moves he's making in life, and then being a part of this franchise that we're going to talk about today. And we're going to talk about the movie The Fate of the Furious, which is the largest movie franchise now in the history of mankind.
Wow.
And to watch somebody change the trajectory of his life from Watts to being a part of the biggest movie franchise in the history of mankind. If for no other reason, you should stand up and applaud this man. The one and only Tyrese is here.
Woo!
Tyrese Gibson, man.
Welcome back, bro.
Got the smile and everything.
Oh, man. I'm smiling, man. Your intro levels are serious, Way, man. That's all heart and soul right there, man. I need to leave and come back, man.
No, it's just fun to watch because
Appreciate you, man.
I was watching.
No, look, I got to put this out there. We say it every time, but unlike some folks that may know me from way back when I first got on, Sway really know me from way back when. I'm talking about the first person to say, I believe in you, and actually put money up to put me in the studio. My first studio session was paid for by Sway. So, I mean, when he gives me love and talk about how proud of me I am, he was there literally from the beginning. And I didn't want to believe this, but Sway used to date the woman that discovered me.
Whoa.
So, yeah. So I'm just, you know,
What
it
made
kind
you
of.
finally believe it, though?
It's like, damn, Sway used to smash my mom. It's kind of crazy.
Houseway.
That's a
It's
wild
real. No,
fact.
seriously, man. That's kind of crazy. I don't
true,
really
man.
like
Why,
to
that's
even,
not-
you
where
know,
do
when
you
you're
get
a
that
kid, you know, when you're young,
Yeah.
you don't really like to think about that type of stuff. It's like, oh, you know, she's not my mom. It's the woman that discovered me. But, you know, you don't really want to think about, like, yo, and then you find out when you get older.
Who told you that?
No one ever told me anything.
Okay, I never told you that.
You never said anything.
Did
I'm
she
not
tell
here.
you that?
I'm not here to confirm anything. I just start putting 2 and 3 and 4 together.
Nah, man. Your
And
math,
I'm like,
you know,
know,
math wasn't your strong.
You can't even get it out, Sway. Knock it off. Knock it off, Sway.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't either.
Okay.
I don't know
You know,
nothing.
you know, there's another person who's known you since you were a younger age, known you since you were 16. That we
Greg Parks,
Nah, man. Somebody who just
Paul Hunter.
Nah, man.
Paul Hunter was around when you was around.
He was
way
around
back when.
way back then. God bless
It's
him.
almost like we had a little fraternity of some sort. We all did different things, but it was like a fraternity back then of a bunch of like the folks that's like legends right now. We was all like actual homies.
That's fire.
Paul Hunter had to we knew Paul before dreads and when his dreads first started.
Yep.
We knew before Sway dreads came in. It was serious. This is like way back when.
Well, the one I'm talking about gave you a gigantic break in the game as well and believed in you and had a really interesting perspective about who you are. John Singleton.
Oh, yeah.
Tyrese, crack baby. I call him. That's my new name for a crack baby because sometimes you don't have attention span of like a crack baby. I love him to death. That's my little brother for life, man. Like, he's my little brother for life. I've known him since he was 16 years old. Yeah. And he's because he's from Watts, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, he's great, man. I love working with him and everything and stuff. He pisses a lot of people off. I know, but he's always gonna be my brother.
All right, you motherfucker. hey, nigga, hold on. This nigga John Singleton just called me a crack baby with a short attention span. Nigga, let me tell niggas about you. Hold the fuck on. First of all, he is the only visionary with no sight. Okay? Let's be real. You blind motherfucker. You the only motherfucker you reach out for a handshake. John, what up, baby? His hand go all the way to fuck. Come on, man. I don't even want to, man. You better leave me alone, man. Calling me a crack baby. Motherfucker, you look like a crack baby. Okay? Half moon head ass motherfucker. That motherfucker be walking sideways and shit. Can't see nobody, head leaning. Bean head ass motherfucker. Come on, man. That's wrong. He discovered me, man. He put me on. I can't believe he came up here and said that.
That's what we were talking about. He discovered you, man.
Shit.
You said
Find
you
out. I'm in my feelings, man. He called me a crackhead. And then he said, then he started talking about crackhead, crack baby,
short attention span.
This is wrong, man.
And he said you piss a lot of people off too. He know that, but he
man.
went on to say,
don't piss nobody. That was way back in the day, man.
Yeah, man.
Whatever. I'm in my feelings.
Tyrese is
Can't
here,
believe
man.
it. This is satellite radio, man. This shit is heard around the world. I can't believe John Singleton. Disappointed.
We gonna come back and talk about the movie. Tyrese Gibson is here. 888-742-3345. This movie is hitting theaters Friday, April 14th in 3D, 2D, and IMAX 3D, and then understand there's some new technology, 5D.
God damn.
You know.
That's real?
No, I'm just, come on. I appreciate
Every
you.
D.
I appreciate your respect for me, Tracy.
1D through 5D.
Hey, T, I was looking at, Tyrese Gibson is here, and I was looking at just the Fast and the Furious legacy, you know, and how much these films have grossed worldwide. You came in on
it's Too Fast, Too Furious, directed by John Singleton.
The one you was just talking about, put you in the movie.
Well, he put me in Baby Boy first.
Yeah.
So here's the truth. John put me in Baby Boy. I auditioned for it. I earned the spot, but he had me in mind for sure. And people don't know this, but they hit me up because of the success of Baby Boy. Universal reached out at the time, and they casted me for Too Fast to replace Vin Diesel because they couldn't make a deal. So I ended up doing it with Paul Walker, and it was starring me and him. And they asked me, hey, what did you think about working with John Singleton? So naturally, I was like, this dude is the reason I'm even in y'all office. So do you expect me to not sell y'all on how much I love John and the chemistry and the vibe? So I got John a gig because I went into Universal. Oh, my God. It was the proudest thing. I mean, I had very little power. I just got on, and my manager of 20 years is over in the corner. He'll confirm all of this.
Oh, wow.
But, you know, it was crazy that he put me on, and then I was able to get into those offices, and they mentioned John. And we, you know, what do you think about him? Did you guys? And I was like, what? John would kill this movie. I mean, he would boom, 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 and did a full court press on it. And then after John got the gig, he was the one who came up with the ideas around me always eating food. And he said, I'm going to make you funny because people don't know how funny you are, because Baby Boy was dark and dramatic, but yet we was cracking jokes on the set all day, me and Taraji, and barely couldn't get anything done. So that's where the whole crack baby short attention span came from. But
Got it.
But, you know, when we did Too Fast, Too Furious, it was John Singleton's idea to have me eating food and to have me to be funny. And what a blessing it was that this happened 15 years ago, and I've still been able to be not a comedian, but the funny dude in the movie, because I don't have to be as intense and serious as everybody else in the cast. So I just wanted to give y'all a little
perspective. Okay, so you put him, and that should be the model we should all follow, right? You know,
of
each
course,
one bring one, right?
Absolutely.
When you see a Jay-Z partner up with a Nas, or you see a Kanye put a Pusha T as a president of a good music, and now we starting to learn that as we combine our resources, we can have more power in this.
Absolutely.
Right?
I mean, you don't supposed to do favors.
Yeah.
You're supposed to say, you know, if it happens to be my brother, I'm not going to recommend somebody else over you.
Yeah.
But you also got to be able to say, regardless of you being my brother, I do believe you're the best person for the job. I feel like sometimes people don't understand the difference in putting your people on versus saying, you're okay, I don't think you're the best person for the job, but because you're my brother, we going to rock. Right. No, you got to be able to recommend someone that's going to hit it out the park.
Yeah.
And so I knew that John would be able to kill it. So it was very natural for me.
That was which one was that?
Too Fast,
Too Furious.
Too Fast, Too Furious. That made over 236,350,661 $. You made a great decision, Tyrese. Hey, man, thanks for
37 cents.
Yeah, 37.
I think it's dope that you mentioned about John Singleton is the one who came up with the idea for Roman Pierce to have a humor aspect to bring to the film, because that carried on throughout the rest of the movie.
Bro,
and you're always. I just saw the movie the other day, by the way. I wish I could have taken footage, because I wanted to show you how much people in the theater loved your character.
Wow.
Because this is the movie that I feel, and I think people will see, Roman finally gets his day to show people, like, I'm not just funny. I'm not just the guy who doesn't get on the top 10 criminal most wanted list. Like, I'm the guy. He finally gets a moment where he gets to show people, like, look, I can kick some ass too. Yeah. You know what I mean? And so that was dope. A lot of people, they were cheering at you when you were, like, you know, driving the cars and everything. They were laughing at your jokes. They were crying at the end of the movie. So I thought it was dope, you know what I mean, just to see you finally come into your own as a character. You know what I mean? It was dope. But my question is, you, Ludacris, Vin Diesel, Michelle Rodriguez have all pretty much been there through the majority of the franchise. And you always bring back people that have been in little bit parts here and there.
Yeah.
What keeps bringing people back? I mean, because that is a huge element that draws the audiences in, because all of these familiar characters that they love. Besides the obvious of it being a successful franchise.
Well, I mean, to be honest with you, the fans and us, we all grew up together at this point. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's been 15 years. If you 25, 30 years old, whatever, you grew up with the franchise. So it's almost like if Martin was still on TV, and I'm not comparing, but if Martin was still on TV, outside of the new fans of a TV show like Martin, we would all still be rocking with Martin because we all grew up with the show.
That's right. Yeah.
So it's not a matter of, like, the movie keeps getting bigger and bigger. You have a solid fan base that's been there from the beginning, and the love circle keeps growing of people. And then, to be honest with you, if you look around this room represents diversity. You know what I'm saying? You walk around satellite radio, it's diversity. There's multiple people, multiple personalities that have an opportunity to have their voices to be heard. It's not just all white people on radio. So we've been, diversity in Hollywood seems to be a brand new concept and topic that everybody's focusing on, which I'm proud of.
Yeah.
But we've represented that diversity for 15 years, and we've been able to have Hollywood scratching their heads saying, well, damn, how is it possible that these movies are doing so well domestically and internationally when it's got every nationality possible in the movie? Asians don't translate like this worldwide. Black people don't translate this worldwide. Latinos don't translate worldwide. So they thought. Then the Fast and the Furious came in to represent something that they've talked themselves into a corner with. You know what I mean? Like, you can't have a diverse cast like this and have a movie to translate and do this well. That's not possible because history has, quote unquote, shown differently. So, we're proud to represent these new standards that we've been able to create in Hollywood. So I think that's a part of the reason why we're successful.
Tyrese Gibson is here. Looking out. Listen to how you speak, Heather.
I hear it.
You're a natural born leader, man. They should have got you to do that Pepsi commercial.
No, sir. No, sir. Coca-Cola. That's how it all started.
It all
for me.
started, right?
Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola.
We represent that realness, you know what I'm saying? 20 years. That's how we do it.
That's what's up. We got the original Chew from Canada on the line. What's
I
up?
do have some advice for corporate America.
What would that be?
Get some more black people in your boardrooms.
Hey.
Yeah.
Get some more diversity in your boardrooms.
We couldn't imagine how that went that far without somebody saying with the Pepsi commercial, hey man, might come off insensitive, or this might come off trivial. Like, how did it go?
Here's the thing. As much as I would love to take off on the Kardashian, I can't really make it about them, even though they definitely supposed to be in tune with what's going on and what's not going on. I just think at the end of the day, corporate America could find themselves saying, well, we still selling this many this and moving this many unit. It still looks like this in the stock market, so we must have it together. But you got to have more diversity in those boardrooms to be able to have a voice to represent the sensitivities around what's going on in our world. If I go to London and I'm trying to do something politically, imagine me as an American going to London trying to make a statement in a country that's not mine. You got to get consultants and people. We hood dudes. You can't go to Watts trying to bring peace to a community that you don't know nothing about unless you have some real conversations with the people that's from that block.
True. So
I'm coming in here to bring peace, and we're going to get the Crips and the Bloods and the Latinos to put all their weapons down. And no. I came here with a mission on my mind, but I got to have a real conversation with the people that's got the boots on the ground every day in order for me to accomplish this mission. So I just think instead of it being about what Pepsi did or didn't do, it really highlights the lack of diversity in their boardrooms.
Good point. Tyrese Gibson, ladies and gentlemen. You good? Okay, because I got somebody on the line that got a really important question from Canada.
John Singleton. No.
The original Chew. What up, man?
Hey, what's up? What's happening, baby boy?
What's going on, man? What's happening?
Not much, man. I was wondering, since you're in the Valley of the Hyenas, I was wondering if Black Tie is still around.
Oh.
Absolutely.
What that mean? You gonna throw a beat on Wonder?
Let's go, Ty.
Y'all funny. That beat is slow, man. Give me something.
Okay, there we go. There we go.
Some trash
There we
shit.
go. While he's searching for a beat,
Yo, that's funny.
He got a few seconds.
Turn my headphones up a little bit, man. I'm just curious. It's all the way up here.
Is it? Can't hear?
Y'all funny. I got 4 bars,
Okay,
and then I'm going to leave it alone.
All right, make sure they're fire.
Should I do the Audemars tomorrow? I might bob the bar with a bad bitch in Mardi Gras. Nah, let me pop off in Monaco. Bag me a Frencho, don't speak no Anglo. I'm a bully with the bucks. 7-inch lip 26s for the bitches. I love switching. That's all I got. I ain't got nothing else for you.
There you go, Chew. There you go.
And for y'all that don't know, when I say should I do the Audemars tomorrow, that means Audemars Piguet, AP.
What does that mean?
Right, I gotta Google that
Putting
too.
it out there.
Take me a little deeper than that.
No, it's an AP.
watch.
It's an
Oh, it's a
AP.
watch?
Oh,
Okay. I was
that's
like,
right.
So
come on.
while you
Damn.
rappers out there rapping about shit you ain't got, you know what I mean?
Come on, Sway,
I'm
my
rapping
broke ass
about
know
it.
that shit.
I was like, I really
AP
want
watch.
What does it
It's
mean
AP.
exactly?
It's shit. You knew it. This dude right
Break
here.
that down for me, Chief.
Well, Tyrese, going back, when you mentioned diversity, it had me
Yeah.
thinking about the multitude of hats that you wear, because you make compelling music, compelling movies, obviously, compelling social media posts. We've spoken a lot about your take on relationships. I just want to know, what is Tyrese like as a married man now? Are you cooking? Are there date nights? How's the household?
Well, first of all, I must put this out there. I was single for almost 4 years. And any real man would be able to say, it doesn't matter how much you proud to be touching and smashing and clubbing and turning up, it gets lonely out here. And, you know, it's grown man season. You can't get into that 28, 30 35 and be proud of still being in a club in a corner looking at sparkly bottles and shit get delivered to your section. At a certain point, that shit gets real old. I don't care what kind of paper you got, what you pulling up in.
You're breaking their hearts right now.
No, I'm just saying, like, here's the thing. If you still out there and you actually enjoying it, then live it up to the fullest. But most of us, if you really real with it, that shit is not it, period. Mm-hmm. So, you know, at the end of the day, for me, it wasn't about settling down just because. Because if you're going to make an abrupt move, then you're going to discover a lot of shit about somebody you marry on the other side of getting married that you may live to regret. Mm-hmm. You know, I met my wife now 2 years ago, and we met through mutual friends, and we just kind of stayed in touch. And, you know, I finally got up with her, and it was a no-brainer. And it's so funny because I've been around my share, you know, of really beautiful and attractive women, but it's really amazing to me how much air is floating through a lot of their brains. And I was sitting across from her, and between us talking about our history, our past, the challenges, family, just real challenges that life has presented, I was like, you know, outside of how we feel about each other today, I really can relate to you because of the things that you've been able to overcome. And so the sparks was flying, and Samantha Gibson is her name.
Samantha Gibson. Hey.
Hi, Sam.
I married my best friend. You know, I would hope that every woman who actually sees the value in themselves and they're not willing to settle. You know, some women could find themselves getting very frustrated with the idea of being single. But, you know, I want to just tell you that hoes, tramps, sluts, skeezers, women that are just readily available to do with whatever, with whoever, they're never without a man. They don't have any standards. They don't have any, you know, it's just like if you with it, then I'm with it. Mm-hmm. But when you love yourself and you actually have standards, then you're willing to love yourself enough to hold out until the right one shows up. Right. So, you know, for me, I was out there, you know, we done seen them all, been around them all, from models to vixens to this and that. And at the end of the day, that shit is just not it, because you, like, as a man, you specifically know that this woman is leaving your bed and going to another singer's bed, leaving your bed and going to another athlete's bed, and you be like, who wants to be in that circle? Yeah. So
it's a dirty circle.
It's
a dirty circle. A lot of dirty dicks out there. Oh, man, you gotta be careful, man. Yeah, you gotta be careful.
Just real quick, I'm just wondering, because Jason Statham was here today, and I was hoping we would get him on the show too, but we didn't. So can you please put to rest these rumors that The Rock and Vin Diesel are not getting along? Like, what is all this?
Oh, I mean, here's the thing. This is my quickest, shortest response, because the last thing I want to do is bring back some energy towards something that's over. The truth of the matter is, and I've already had a real conversation with not only Dwayne, but Vin, and a couple of other people in the cast, because people thought that post was about Vin specifically, which it wasn't. At the end of the day, there's no movie, TV show, or radio show where everybody is kumbaya, my lord, and getting along. But you should never allow for anything that you're dealing with on a set or a movie or a TV show to bleed over into your timeline. Right? So it wasn't really about what the issues were, because there's no issues that grown men can't figure out. It was about the fact that it bled over into a timeline, right? Because at the end of the day, Fast and the Furious specifically is not about any of us individually. Yeah. It's an ensemble cast. That's the way it's always been. And so we were all happy to see it go away. That's all I can say.
Yeah. And so y'all have all been together doing junkets and stuff.
I mean,
like
we
that?
just did the launch of the trailer when we took over Times Square, and all of us was there together, smiling, energy. You know, it's over. It's done. I mean, people love tension. People love to keep issues and situations going. And right now, with the cast being as big as it is, I wish we were all together doing domestic and international press. But the fact that you got a big cast, we all get to break it up.
Yeah.
You know, Vin just hit me on FaceTime yesterday from Paris. I was mad as hell that he was in Paris and I wasn't.
They got you here.
They got me out here cold ass New York with rain, wearing anaconda jackets and shit. You know what I mean? Fuck.
Will you and Run Phoebe Turner TV show?
We looking for another network. You know what I mean?
Wow.
The OWN network. They got, the truth is, a lot of the topics that we were talking about on the show. Their network is specifically about women and the empowerment of women. And so some of these topics were a little rough for their demographic. And so we want to keep this dialogue and conversation going, but we going to just take that show to another network.
It was dope. It's dope.
Good show.
Thank you.
Hey, Tyrese, man. Tyrese Gibson, man. And you just got to hear a sample of Black Tie, too, man. He coming back? Is he coming back?
Bars.
Yeah, I want to just let y'all know that I'm working on, before I drop another R&B album, I'm going to drop a straight hip-hop album, and it's called Identity Theft, executive produced by one of the producers of the future named Siege Monstrosity. And, I don't want to get into name dropping about collaborations coming off thirsty for credibility, but it's a serious album, and I'm going to tell y'all right now that I can't really identify with what hip-hop is right now. So I'm just going to take it back to what hip-hop is to me. And my story stays the same. If you look at the success of my last album, Black Rose, #1 in 15 countries, #1 on the top 200. I had a song, Shame, #1 for 16 weeks. My album and my singles had nothing to do with what was being played on the radio today. And so I released the R&B that I could identify with, and it ended up winning. And it took people that are real fans of R&B back to the R&B that we know.
Yeah.
Right? So, when I look at Usher, and I'm not digging, so don't run with this and don't put this as a headline, because Usher's my brother.
The media got you shook, man.
No, it don't. Listen, because, people be running with shit, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm 38 years old. Usher's around the same age. Usher's got a full beard. I don't. We both dropped around the same time. He dropped a little bit before me. And so when you look at the Confessions album, that album was more mature than his most recent album. So in my mind, when you get back in that studio, because Usher, R. Kelly, Chris Brown, in the R&B world, they're considered the most successful as far as award-winning and most records sold. Confessions did 10 million. I don't know what them numbers are. I need Usher to get back in the studio and talk about where he is now as a grown-ass man that's married with a family, and talk about the challenges of marriages and talk about grown shit. You know what I'm saying? So the No Limit record is a record that's young. And the Confessions album was more mature than his new album. And again, I'm not dissing. I'm a fan. I'm a supporter of R&B, but I think the worst thing we, as considered baby G's or OGs of this R&B game, the worst thing we can do is try and become something that we're not. I'm not 17, my nigga. I ain't got no dance moves for you.
Yo, that's the realest shit.
I'm not moving my shoulders. I ain't got nothing for you. Now, Usher obviously can dance his ass off still, but my thing is we gotta do shit that represents where we at. You know what I'm saying? Like, let these young niggas go out here, dance, and do all that young shit, talking about the shit that young people talking about. We gotta be grown. You know what I'm saying? I wish my full beard came in, but it don't. You know what I'm saying? So when I came out with Shame, when I came out with the Black Rose album, it's appealing to my age group and my demographic, because I'm not running away from my age. I'm grown. I like it. My voice is deep. I'm not trying to appeal to these youngsters because I don't want them. I'm not trying to tap into no 17-year-old demographic. That's not my spot. right? So at the end of the day, this is not just a message to Usher. This is a message to anybody. Case, Drew Hill, anybody that dropped when I dropped. Genuine, Tank, everybody. Like, we gotta tap into our demographic, our sweet spot, and not be trying to do all this super young shit, trying to stay in tune with these 16-year-old. Like, you know, a 16-year-old relates to a 16. I'm grown.
Yeah.
If I did a concert in Houston, Texas, and I released a single that appealed to some 17-year-olds, and they all start showing up to my concert, I'd be nervous as a motherfucker, man. I don't want y'all in my audience. I need y'all to be night, Betty, time.
Yeah.
Do your homework, take your ass to sleep. Okay? It's grown folks season.
Tyrese Gibson.
That's all I'm saying.
My brother right here, man. Make sure y'all see the movie The Fate of the Furious in theaters April 14th, 3D, 2D, IMAX 3D. Look out for that Black Tie album coming back, Identity Theft.
Identity Theft.
Okay, that's coming too. He's going to come. And
we're going to do it for the culture.
We're going to do it for the culture, and he's going to preview those songs when it's ready right here.
I'm coming back.
Sway in the Morning, Shade 405.
Sorry, man. Hold on. You know what? Hold on. Yeah, we want. The fact that we was just talking about grown folks, grown shit, and then y'all went right into the biggest song I've ever had in my life. I just want to be able to introduce this record the right way.
Would you do it for us, man? Make sure you mention Sway in the Morning, too.
Ladies and gentlemen, all the grown folks out there around the world, folks with wives and family and kids, it's that grown and sexy right here. You know what I mean? Grown man, you got to put your toys away and grow up. Get out them clubs, stop turning up bottles and models. It's grown man season. You know what I'm saying? And when you make a mistake, grown men know how to apologize and say, baby, I'm ashamed of what I did. Right here, Sway in the Morning. It's your man Tyrese right here. Here's Shame. Let's go.
It's Sway in the Morning, only on Shade 45.